Imagine being in a new place and not knowing where or how to get to your destination. Well, we can do this thanks to our modern technology. As Steve Jobs has once said, technology is nothing. What is important is that we have a faith in people, that they're basically good and smart, and if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with it. This means that people will do good things with technology, such as finding new information that the world has not yet discovered, or even finding a cure for many diseases. Technology has allowed us to help many people. It has also allowed us to change the world in many ways. But are those good changes or are they bad changes? And how is it affecting us? Technology has been changing throughout the years, and so has the lives of our future generations. Many people do not notice, or they don't want to admit that technology is affecting the way they are living. But a piece of technology that seems to be affecting us the most would be our smartphones. People are more addicted to their phones because of what they're capable of doing. I mean, you can play video games, take pictures, or even communicate with others, no matter where you are. Many people depend on their phones for their everyday lives. Well, with that being said, does anyone know what the word nomophobia means? Well, for those of you who don't know, nomophobia is the fear of being without mobile phone contact. In a study done in the UK, about 53% of phone users admitted that they got anxious when they did not have their phones around them. How many of you feel that way? Well, if you do, it's fine. You're not the only one. But I feel like the main reason we're all on our phones is because we like to keep in touch with our loved ones. And we want to know what's up with them. Especially now with Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media app we could fit on our phones, we're able to know what others are up to without having to wait and ask what they have been doing in the past few days. As Albert Einstein has once said, "I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots." This means that he fears that one day humans will rely on technology to do everything for them, and they will not do anything for themselves. And I agree with him. I think that we should interact more with each other, face to face, instead of communicating through social media as much as we do today. Studies have shown that young people who use more social media are more likely to become depressed than those who occasionally use it. Another study, it shows us that social media can cause bad sleeping habits, whether it's how you sleep or the amount of time you spend sleeping. And many people even skip their meals because they're too busy being on their phones. When being around my friends and family, I have noticed that more people pay attention to their phones than they do to the people around them. Well, one thing that we have started doing, or at least in my family, is turning off our phones or putting them off to the side and talk to each other. This is not just a great way to communicate with each other, but it's also a great way to relax your brain. But technology has had a huge impact on children. In the past, kids would play kickball, tag, or even play with their dolls. A study shows that about 50% of kids on the age 8 through 12 have contact with a cell phone, and about 88% of teens of the age 13 to 14 have contact with their cell phones. This leads to kids being on their phones. Wherever you go, you're more than likely to see a kid on their electronic device. I mean, I didn't get my first phone until my freshman year in high school, and kids are now getting phones at the age of 8 or 9. Especially now with Pokemon Go, you will probably see kids, or even adults, bumping into poles because they have their nose stuck to their phones. But before smartphones, tablets, or any other electronic device came out, all kids would want is a toy. I remember when I was in preschool, about the beginning of December, my teacher asked the class what we wanted for Christmas. And I remember many of the answers were a dollhouse, a bike, or even superhero action figures. But now I hear many of my cousins saying that all they want for Christmas is a phone, tablet, computer, or video games. Studies have shown that unplugging can increase mentally and physically healthy. So remember, even though phones and any other electronics can be very entertaining and helpful, try to unplug yourself for at least a few minutes and relax your brain. Thank you.